Young. Instead, they'll go inside, throw up, and he got it! He got it! He got it! I don't believe it! A.J. Griffin at the buzzer for Griffin.
What a shot!
What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So, I believe it was Saturday last time Duke played. I believe they were playing Maryland Eastern. Not one of the top schools from out there, but they were able to take care of business, winning 82-55. Sadly, there was no Jeremy Roach. I think he had something wrong with his ankle, some type of lower leg injury, their captain, but luckily they were still able to get this victory by almost 30-plus points, so that's pretty good. A lot of other guys stepped up, even Derek Whitehead, the other talented freshman who's finally getting his legs under him and healthy again. He had a nice dunk as well, but overall, once again, another nice team win for them, and we'll see if they can continue it as they keep going into this ACC schedule coming up. Then USC football finally got 2 football commits from the transfer portal. They've been offering a lot of guys and talking with a lot of guys and having some visits, but they finally got some guys to commit. So that Georgia State linebacker we mentioned a few videos back, or even the last video, he was from Georgia State. Yeah, the linebacker Jamil Muhammad. He committed the other day. So once again, you get a guy who's like 6'2", 240 pounds, really fast and big, and really should be versatile and help you out on the defensive side, which they definitely need some help in that linebacker position. And he used to be an ex-quarterback as well, so he's probably a pretty smart dude also. So that's good to have. And then they also signed pretty much the best punter in all of the Pac-12 last year. He was named the first team all Pac-12 selection on the special teams from Arizona State. His name is Eddie Suspackley. Sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, buddy. But yeah, he was one of the better guys out there. And USC has been kind of going to this well for some reason to get their punters in Australia. But it's kind of weird because they're also like mid-20s, so they're like way older than most college players. And they had a couple good ones before, but especially the last 2, they haven't really been that good. And it's pretty obvious that Lincoln Riley knew he had to go somewhere else. And why not get the best talented guy out there in your own conference to come play for you? And it looks like it's a win-win for here, especially for the special teams. And then Caleb Williams the other day signed an NIL deal with the Celsius energy drink. I've never had it. Don't really drink energy drinks myself just because, I don't know, for some reason caffeine makes me go even more crazy. Internally, I don't act differently, but I just feel like other things beating in certain places acting up. So I don't really do that much caffeine intake, but congrats to him. Obviously made a bunch of money over this last weekend, winning the Heisman Trophy and, you know, being able to wear a Gucci suit as well. But we'll get into more about his win. And luckily, hopefully you saw my video that I put up yesterday claiming that he did win the Heisman the day before. And speaking of the Heisman, yeah, I didn't know they give out like this humanitarian Heisman, something like that. And I want to say they've been doing this the whole entire time, but anybody that I've known or followed in my sports teams have never won it, apparently. But obviously, of course, USC had a win, so now Coach K, the ex-Duke head coach for like the last 30, almost 40 years, ended up winning that award himself. So it was pretty cool. On the same night, both guys from my schools were congratulated. It was very nice and cool to see. And then yesterday, the Lakers were finishing up their road trip in Detroit, and luckily they got that victory, 124-117. Like towards the end of the game, it was getting a little bit close, like a 2 or 3 point game, but luckily they were able to pull away, and both LeBron and Anthony Davis, of course, went off. LeBron had 35 points, 5 assists as well. He was really good from the field percentage-wise, and then Anthony Davis had 34 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists also, so almost a triple-double for him in the end. But as long as these two guys are playing well and they're getting some at least knockdown shots of threes from their other role players, they should be fine, even with Westbrook not really playing well. I know a guy from Detroit that had 30-plus points against them last night, Bojan Bogdanovic. Just even after today, been talking a lot about him and trade talks going to the Lakers. So see if anything comes through with that the next couple weeks. But yeah, it should be a very interesting time for the Lakers coming up. Then Paolo Banchero, the rookie from Duke, who's with Orlando, apparently joined a really exclusive list when it comes to rookies in their first 20 some odd games, where at least 15 of those games he has scored over 20 plus points. He only joins a very small list of Zion Williamson, the ex-Duke player, and Michael Jordan, of course, who did it as well. So to be named in the same breath as especially Michael Jordan, but also a really good player, generational type of player, and Zion also from your same school, that's pretty cool accomplishment for Banchero. So hopefully he does continue to go the way his season has been going. He should be the rookie of the year, in my opinion. And when it comes to Mekhi Lemon, a wide receiver who's going to be coming in for USC next year, really talented dude. Apparently he got another NIL deal, but this is one of the weirder ones, how the nowadays, the new age type of weird stuff that's happening. So apparently he's going to be, it's like a football card basically, but it's all digital. And right now you can buy them. They're like around $100 from what I saw. And you keep that, and then you can eventually, once he becomes more popular and a better player, then you basically can sell that and make your money. Somebody will want to buy that, whatever. He still makes money in the end from that first sale, I believe. I don't know if it's every time someone resells it as well. Does he make money? I doubt it, but yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing. Him and a couple other players are doing that coming out of high school, so could be the new wave of things, but I don't know. All this digital stuff is just a bit too much for me. Then when it comes to an ex-USC player, DeAnthony Melton, who's on the Philadelphia 76ers right now. Lakers played them the other day, and sadly the Lakers lost, but he did end up having a career high against my Lakers with 33 points. So, of course, an ex-USC guy is hurting me because he should already be on the Lakers. But, of course, he has to show his old home team what he's all about. So, of course, he would get a new career high against them. And when it comes to the Chargers, yes, they played last night, Sunday Night Football against Miami, and they were looking pretty much in control. I think at around halftime it was like 17-7, but after that they were kind of doing their dumb Chargers stuff where they are allowing big plays and touchdowns and letting the other team into it, and they weren't really playing good on offense as well. So I pretty much stopped watching until I saw the final score, and luckily they were able to get the victory last night to keep their playoff chances alive. They won 23-17. I believe they are 7-6 right now. I want to say they are the last team into the playoffs. I could be mistaken by that. I forgot to look that up, but yeah, either way, that last spot, the last couple spots in the AFC are crazy. And of course, the Chargers, they played Miami, they play Tennessee, who's up ahead of them as well. So this could be another big game for them in the next couple weeks to be able to move up and stuff. But yeah, Justin Herbert, of course, made history because it is also kind of like a weird thing because Miami selected Tua, who is their quarterback, last night ahead of Herbert, who was the very next pick to the Chargers. And of course, Herbert has had the more successful years, the first couple years to his season. I mean, obviously Tua has been doing really good this year because he has a lot more better players now. But yes, Herbert did once again make history, and of course he had to do it against a team that at least the fan club kind of loathes that the team did not select him. But he now has the most passing yards in the first 3 seasons for a quarterback. He did pass up Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning, who were 2 and 3 on the list. And of course, he's just going to keep adding to it because there's, like 4 to 5 more games left in the season. So, yeah, congrats to him. And then even Austin Eckler made some NFL history. He's the running back with the most receptions who was undrafted. So wasn't drafted at all, obviously, because he was at a Division III or Division IV college and stuff. But Chargers have locked him up, and he's been a really good player for them for his whole entire career, and now he's made history halfway through it, pretty much. So it's pretty awesome. Congrats to him as well. And the team pretty much looks a lot better on defense for some reason last night, even though they're missing so many players. But it was a nice positive sign, so we'll see what they can do next week as well. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, and even if you saw the last video, yes, Caleb Williams of USC did win the Heisman Saturday night. It's really awesome to see. Congratulated everybody, and obviously his family and head coach Lincoln Riley. Thanks them for believing in him, and you know, he's just going to do some really good things in his time at USC. I believe he already has a foundation for kids that he runs and stuff, and he's able to give back to them even right now. So I can't imagine what he's going to be doing when he has even more money in the next level in the NFL after this season coming up, because he's a true sophomore, so he's only been in college for 2 years, so he has to stay at least 3. So it could be one of the few times. It's been a while since there's been a back-to-back Heisman winner. I want to say it was Ohio State that maybe did it last, because I know Tim Tebow may have won 2 Heismans in his time in college, but they weren't back-to-back. But, you know, he could make history, as I said, next year. And like I've said in other videos before, I kind of hoped that he would not have won the Heisman, because then it would have lit that fire even more that he's had a chip on his shoulder ever since he was a young kid, when he really wanted to become an all-time great quarterback. So, yeah, overall, I still think he's going to be a professional and do what he has to do next year. Hopefully get USC to the promised land, into the Final Four, and hopefully competing for a national championship. That's all we could hope for. So, yes, thanks for watching, people. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. And, yeah, look out for my video tomorrow about how my fantasy football team did this last weekend. So, yes, like I said, thanks for watching. Great rest of your day. Bye. Bye down.